kiddo. I'm glad you're here. Today we are going to practice some of our songs and chants, things that help us learn, things that help us transition, things that help us feel a strong sense of community or accomplishment. We use a lot of music and chants and repetition in elementary school, especially in the primary grades. But I think teachers of all levels use them to some extent. Some teachers are very musical. I'm unfortunately not one of those teachers. I don't have musical talent, but the nice thing is kids don't usually seem to mind much. They're not expecting Beyonce. They just like the experience of singing together. Let's start with a few deep breaths. On your first breath, think about a time that you were singing or chanting, maybe with a group, at a parade or a march, a concert, or with friends or family. Often when we sing or chant together, we feel a strong sense of connection and unity, and that's a lovely experience. Let's breathe that feeling in. For our second breath, let's think of a favorite song or chant. It might be something you enjoy repeating to yourself or to others. It might be something that gets stuck in your head. Maybe it's the favorite right now, but it changes day to day or week to week. There are a lot of things that become earworms for me. If I see a musical, then the music from that production is in there for a long time. And I recently saw Wicked, so let's breathe in that feeling of a favorite song. And for our last breath, let's find the courage and the tranquility to share our voices together. I often sing to myself or to my dog or in the car. And when I sing with my students, I have to be unafraid to not sound perfect. Luckily, my students are very sweet, and let's find that confidence and breathe it in. I enjoy using music in my class, but I don't have what you would call musical gifts or talents. So we do it for fun, we do it for unity, and we do it to make times easier, like transitions. We don't do it as a performance. So I hope you will be forgiving of my lack of musical talents as I share some songs and chants to practice with you today. The first one I'd like to do together is our lineup song. When we move through the school, we like to move with confidence and with respect for others who are working and learning around us. We might be walking by a reading group or a meeting or a student in the hall who is getting some help to regulate their emotions and feel calm and ready to learn. We don't want our passing by to be a disruption or a distraction or upsetting for other people. Besides, we've got places to be and things to do. So, when we line up, we make sure we're ready to walk with purpose and get to the place where we need to be. We don't want to have to stop and wait and practice on our way to PE because that takes our PE time away. Our song for lining up goes like this. Our hands are by our sides, we stand up straight and tall. Voices off, eyes look ahead, we're ready for the hall. Would you like to do that one with me? Let's do it again together. Lining up on our spots by the door in our line order, so we're not near the people we might be tempted to talk to. Here we go. Our hands are by our sides. We stand up straight and tall. Voices off, eyes look ahead. We're ready for the hall. That's one we do several times a day. And it is a great joy to me to see that my students who have continued on to 3rd grade and 4th grade and 5th grade, that they have asked their teachers, can we do the lineup song the way we do it in Miss Nelson's class? And they teach their classes as they go forward. And now I even hear them doing it in specials, like in our lab or music specials. And they use the same song year after year because it really works and it really feels like home and like community. It brings joy to my heart. Let's see. Here's another one. This is one that helps us come together for our community circle meeting when we are around the classroom, putting our things away in the morning or spending a few moments on a morning assignment. We use this song to signal that it's time to put that stuff away and come together to focus on our community. Our community song goes like this. In a circle, in a circle, in a circle on the ground. Put your bodies in a circle right now. Community meeting time, community meeting time, community meeting time now. Put your bodies in a circle right now. That one is one that I learned from my mentor teacher when I was in training to be a teacher. And she called it family meeting time. And I call it community meeting time. It's a few more syllables to fit in there, but I think it still works. Then we come together, sitting in a circle on the rug, and I ask a question for the day or a prompt for the day, and we either pass the ball to every single person on our way around, or it's a longer answer, and so we'll pass it to whoever might be raising their hand to share an answer. Okay, let's see. I have a list here of some other ideas. This is one that I made. It's a call and response because being organized in a classroom with more than 20 humans, whether those humans are big like me or small like all the kiddos in my class, it makes our day easier when we know where things are and we don't lose them or have to spend time finding them or trying to replace them. So being organized is very important. Each year it seems it's a little bit more difficult for students, and so I have created a call and response as a bit of motivation and a reminder about the importance of organization. It's on a poster on the wall. So just repeat after me. We're organized. We've got what we need. Stay organized. You will succeed. And that's it. It's just a little reminder and motivation when we don't feel like putting our things away or things have gotten a little bit messy and we need to reset. We might do that chant. We're organized. We've got what we need. We've got what we need. Stay organized. Stay organized. You will succeed. You will succeed. Okay, I think I need to check these off. So we've done the lineup song. We've done the community meeting song. And we've done the organization chant. Okay. Now I would like to share with you a song that is fun to do in a community meeting or at dismissal, kind of any time we have a minute or two or sometimes 5 to share together. A song that is silly or can be silly, depending on whose turn it is. You may have heard this one before. This is the peanut butter grape jelly song. Here's how the peanut butter grape jelly song goes. I'll be patting my lap and clapping, but today I'm going to pat my chest and clap like this. Peanut butter grape jelly, peanut butter jam, peanut butter grape jelly, peanut butter jam, peanut butter grape jelly, peanut butter jam. I love peanut butter, yes, yes, ma'am. And now we get to make it more silly, or if we want to, just more personal. So I might say to the student next to me, what do you love? And they might say, I love mangoes. Me too. Let's do mangoes. Peanut butter mangoes, peanut butter jam. Peanut butter mangoes, peanut butter jam. Peanut butter mangoes, peanut butter jam. I love peanut butter, yes, yes, ma'am. I know I've been a little inconsistent with if I'm clapping twice or once. It's a little different doing it this way. And then I'll call on another student and I'll say, what do you love? And they might say, I love my dog Arthur. There's my dog Arthur. I love him. Okay, everybody, here we go. Peanut butter Arthur, peanut butter jam. Peanut butter Arthur, peanut butter jam. Peanut butter Arthur, peanut butter jam. I love peanut butter, yes, yes, ma'am. I love math. Peanut butter math, peanut butter jam, peanut butter math, peanut butter jam, peanut butter math, peanut butter jam. I love peanut butter, yes, yes, ma'am. Depending on how much time we have, we can have a lot of different students name something they love. And the final verse goes, my mother says one day she'll bet I'll turn to peanut butter, so get set. The biggest jar of peanut butter you've seen yet, but I haven't turned to peanut butter, no, not yet. That one's a fun one, just for silly connection time to sing together and to be able to share some things we love. Sometimes we'll say the name of our best friend. Sometimes we'll say what we like to do at recess. I love wall ball, or I love my best friend, Karen. We can say whatever we love. Okay, let's see. Here's one that I use in writing. I was very inspired because one of our ELD, English Language Development teachers, uses music a lot when she teaches. And when she teaches with us in writing, we learn those songs together. And they're very useful. Things like when to use a period or when to capitalize, things like that. And so I said, hey, do you have one about when to use a or an in front of a word? And she said, no, I don't have one like that. Let me think on it. And overnight it came to me. And so I told her the next day and she said, oh, wonderful. So here's one that I made about when do we say a and when do we say an? A crocodile and crocodile. A crocodile. Because crocodile starts with C and C is a consonant. but we would say an owl because owl starts with O, and that is a vowel. If it starts with the vowel, we say an. If it starts with the vowel, we say an. If it starts with the consonant, then we can just say A, but if it starts with the vowel, we say an. We end up singing these songs throughout our writing time. We practice them together, but then we also sing them as reminders to ourselves or to someone that we're working with or in a small group. And it really helps us remember those tricky rules. One of the songs that really inspired me to make my consonant and vowel song is from my friend and co-teacher, the ELD teacher. This one is very useful, and it goes like this. Capitalize the beginning of a sentence, beginning of a sentence, beginning of a sentence. Capitalize the beginning of a sentence. That is rule number 1. And we sing it all the time. And we sing it so much that if a student brings a paper to me to ask me to take a look over it, see what needs to be checked, all I have to do is start humming. And they go, oh, got it. Another song we use at transitions, besides the lineup song, is the cleanup songs. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody do your share. You know that one? I like the part that says, everybody do your share. That helps us a reminder that it's not just the responsibility of some, it's the responsibility of all of us. Some students are natural helpers, and they would happily clean up everybody's mess on their own. But we can't rely on others who love to help to always clean up for us, because then that kind of tires them out, and we don't get the practice being responsible for our own messes. So, clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody do your share. Another transition that I use is counting down with a rhythm. Again, this is where I'm usually patting on my lap and clapping, but I'm going to use my chest and this. And I begin in the beginning of the year with just counting down. So I think about an amount of time that would probably be appropriate for whatever transition we need. Maybe we're putting things away and then coming to a place. If we're putting things away and getting other things out, that might take a little longer. Perhaps we're getting our lunches and our coats and we're going to line up. So I choose a number not larger than 20. And so I'll choose 15, and it goes like this. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. What I like about that is it lets students know very clearly how much time we have left for this transition. They don't have to be watching a timer. They can be doing what they need to do. They can hear the timer. It's also not fast and rushed. They don't feel panicked. And as they come to where they're supposed to be with whatever supplies they need, they join in. And so they get the practice of the rhythm. They get the practice of staying on pace with me and not going too fast or not too slow. and we end with 0 by putting our hands in our laps. Okay. Oh, another thing I like about that is as the year goes on, we can start counting backwards by 2s or by 5s. And of course, I'd have to choose a larger number in order to do that, because that would be very short if I was doing 15, 10, 5, 0. But that helps us develop our number sense and our skip counting skills, not just forward, but also backwards, which supports not just addition, but also subtraction. The first time I do that, some of them are confused and they think I'm accidentally missing numbers. And then some of them begin to catch on, and then we have a talk about what happened there. So it might sound like 20, 18, 16, 14. So when I first start doing it, I will do the motions for the numbers that I'm not saying out loud, so we get used to how that goes. Later on, I just totally skip them, like this. 20, 18, 16, 14. And so I do that math ahead of time thinking, well, if I would like a countdown of 10, then I'm going to do 20. So it'll take the same amount of time. I love a dual purpose song or chant that lets us practice some skills while transitioning. There are some songs that we learn and sing either just for the fun of it or to practice our fluency and our expression. We use them in reading time. One of those songs is There Was an Old Lady. There are differences in verses depending on which version you're used to, so forgive me if my version is a little different than your version. I've heard many versions. There was an old lady who swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. There was an old lady who swallowed a spider that wriggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. There was an old lady who swallowed a bird. How absurd to swallow a bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. What do you think comes next? What could go after a bird? There was an old lady who swallowed a cat. Imagine that, to swallow a cat. She swallowed the cat to catch the bird. She swallowed the bird to catch the spider. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. What would come next? I think you got it. There was an old lady who swallowed a dog. What a hog to swallow a dog. She swallowed the dog to catch the cat. She swallowed the cat to catch the bird. Do you need a breath? She swallowed the bird to catch the spider. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. There was an old lady who swallowed a horse. She's dead, of course. There are some versions that have things like cows and all sorts of stuff. So, that's a fun one. And once we learn it early in the year when we're learning about fluency and expression, then we can pull that one out of our pocket anytime we'd like and just enjoy it together. Another song that I really love, that touches my heart, and think teaches us about caring for people for who they are. It's by Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers, and I don't think he would mind it being shared. This song is called It's You I Like. It's you I like, not the things you wear, not the way you do your hair, but it's you I like. The way you are right now, the way down deep inside you, not the things that hide you, not your toys, they're just beside you, but it's you I like. Every part of you, your skin, your eyes, your feelings, whether old or new. I hope that you'll remember, even when you're feeling blue, that it's you I like, it's you yourself, it's you I like. That song really warms my heart, and I hope that we can tell our loved ones how much we like who they really are. Not their things, and not their outside appearance, but who they are and how they show themselves to the world. And now I'm on to You Are My Sunshine. There are actually quite a few songs that we sing at my school in our sing-along assemblies every week. Many are popular songs like Country Roads, and some of them are written by the teacher who leads our sing-along, who's pretty talented. But one that I always love because it reminds me of road trips or being in the car when I was young with my mom and her mom, Grammy. We would always sing this one together, and I think it's pretty special that we sing it as a school. And so this one I want to share with you as well. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Now, the teacher who leads our sing-along, I don't know if he added this part or if this is common. Maybe you've heard of this. After that first verse, we add, so let the sun shine in, face it with a grin. Smilers never lose, and frowners never win. So let the sun shine in, face it with a grin. Open up your heart and let the sun shine in. I think that's a nice way to add to that song. Maybe you want to tell someone in your life that they bring sunshine into your life. You can tell them, you are my sunshine. Or you could say, you bring sunshine and light into my life. Thank you. Okay, and now I wanted to just share with you some of the things that I repeat or say a lot. Things that if I were to ask my students, what does Miss Nelson say all the time? They would immediately tell you these things. One of them is onwards and upwards. Onwards and upwards. Onwards and upwards. Onwards and upwards is something that we say when we have done well. For example, if I pick them up from a special, maybe from PE or music or library or lab, the specials teacher might say, wow, they were fantastic today. They worked together, they solved conflicts, they used the materials respectfully, and they cleaned up wonderfully. Then we feel very proud and we say onwards and upwards. But there's something that we do together. When we say it, we flex our muscles and we say onwards and upwards. Would you like to say that with me? Let's do it. Onwards and upwards. I love it because it's something that helps us celebrate feeling proud without going wild and crazy. And we can signal to each other that we would like to say it together just by showing our muscles. And then everyone knows, oh, onwards and upwards. It's time for that. We also say onwards and upwards when we have not been as successful, as encouragement to ourselves and a promise to ourselves that next time will be better. We're going to move on, and next time, even better. Onwards and upwards. Onwards and upwards. One year, I had a class that was so wonderful. They got so many class awards from specials teachers and other teachers around the school that I had to reward them with making tie-dye shirts. And we put the words onwards and upwards on there. It's very sweet to see them wearing those shirts all the way up through 5th grade. And it really warms my heart. Another thing that I say often is, and this is just a silly thing, have a seat, have a seat, have a seat, seat. If I'm waiting for students to sit down, or we're just coming back from the classroom and I want them to have a seat, I just say, have a seat, have a seat, have a seat, seat. And after several months of saying that frequently, sometimes I just say, have a seat, and then the rest of the class can finish it. Have a seat, seat. I didn't really realize I'd said it so often, or that it was necessarily something that I said a lot, that I just made up until one of my classes pointed it out to me. And I said, you're right, I do say that a lot, don't I? It's just a Miss Nelsonism. Another thing I say often, I think because I like lemons so much, is easy peasy lemon squeezy. I often say that when we are working on something difficult and they're starting to get it. And I like to point it out to them by saying something like, wow, that wasn't so hard for you. In fact, I'm starting to think that was kind of easy peasy lemon squeezy. Finally, the last thing I think they would say that I say frequently, I could be wrong, there might be more. But another one is Nanya. Kids are very curious, and I love that about them. I love that they ask questions. I love that they are tuned in and caring about others and what's going on with them. But they often ask questions about things that I can't really share the information with them. And so I teach them at the beginning of the year, there are a lot of things that I can't tell you about because I respect the privacy of others. And I say, if you ask me a question like, where is so-and-so? Or what were you talking to that person about? I will probably just say, Nanya. And that's a quick, easy, short way of saying, it's none of your business. But I don't mean it in a rude way. It's just a quick, short, easy way to say it. Instead of stopping to explain every time that that's somebody's private business and I'm not going to share it with you, I can just say, Nanya. Sometimes it's also something they don't need to know because it's something I'm planning that's not ready to share yet. There are all sorts of things that I might not share with my students any given moment. So I teach them, I'm just going to say, Nanya. It's Nanya. And my My students are so funny. They can anticipate when I'm probably going to say Nanya. Sometimes they'll ask a question and then say, "You're just gonna say Nanya, aren't you?" You got it. Now I don't even need to say it. Or someone might ask a question and another student will respond before I even can. "It's Nanya, of course." And sometimes the really silly moments are when they ask something and I wind up and they all say Nanya. They start to realize what kind of questions are not going to be answered and what kinds of questions will. Most questions I will answer, but there are times when I won't. And I don't want you to think that I say Nanya all the time to be rude, or that I say it because I don't like answering questions and letting kids know the details of things. I absolutely do. But it comes up a lot because I might say, "Oh, I didn't have time to put your morning work on your tables because I had a meeting this morning." And they might say, "What was your meeting about?" Nanya. It is none of their business if I have an IEP meeting to set academic learning goals for one of their classmates. They might also ask a question about, like, where is so-and-so? And so-and-so happens to be receiving student support to be calm and safe. Often they're asking because they saw the reason that this student is receiving that support and they really just want more details. But that is Nanya. Those are the ones I can think of right now. That's probably not an exhaustive list. I'd like to wrap up with one more round of the peanut butter grape jelly song that goes like this. Peanut butter kiddos, peanut butter jam. Peanut butter kiddos, peanut butter jam. Peanut butter kiddos, peanut butter jam.